Yo, this is the third, and you're watching Music on 3. Make sure you follow, like, and subscribe right here. Stay in tune with them, and I'll catch y'all soon.
Third, what's going on, man?
Yo, how we living?
All right, we're living great, man. We're living great. You're living great too, man, I hear.
It's good to be here. I'm happy to be here.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you coming. Real talk,
Yeah.
for real. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself before we get you really on this mic here. Tell me a little bit about the third.
About the third.
Where do you start?
So I'm from the South Side of Chicago. Grew up in the Chatham area. Grew up under some very, 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 very influential people. My father is a poet. My father's a poet, and so he kind of like put me on to like the whole artistic scene. He had a bunch of homies that are like super talented themselves. Avery R. Young is an amazing poet, an amazing singer from Chicago. Tara Betts, who is like a great writer, and you know, being surrounded by those people and like coming up through them and like listening to their work, super inspirational. My mom's is an actress, you know what I'm saying? Like she put me on to like
now?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
She so put me on to a lot of like theatrics and a lot of like great like film. I just been like grew up like loving film.
So you kind of grew up like in an artistic family then?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. And when did you realize that you were going to be more on the artistic side?
I started writing when I was around like 12 years old.
Okay.
I knew it was something I liked to do and I enjoyed doing because I enjoyed reading it, right? So to be able to create my own stuff was cool. My pops put me on to a lot of artists that I grew up under. Growing up in a Christian household, it was like super, like, it was like I had like a super tight lock on like hip hop and like that whole era. So it was like a very limited amount I was able to listen to. But the stuff I did get it put on to, Common and Kanye, Mos Def.
For sure.
Lecrae, I grew up around.
All my favorites.
Yes, I grew up around a lot of those people. And so
sure.
like, not around, but like listening to them, right? And so, being super inspired by them, I started making my own stuff. It wasn't probably until I was like 14 or 15 that I was like, yo, I want to do this for real. Like,
That's what's up, man.
That's when I first started going to perform. And people like would give me their feedback and were like, gassing me and showing me a lot of love and motivating me. And I was like, I could keep doing this for a long time.
How did you come up with that name, The Third?
The Third, so, for those who, know my real name, my government name, my father got the name from his father. Mm-hmm. And so that's the first. And then my dad being the second, and I'm the third. Yeah.
I heard that your life, you tell people that your life is almost like a movie, right?
Yeah.
Who do you? If your life were to become a movie, who would play you? Tell me the actor who would play you.
That's hilarious. I've been told that's a very good question. Who would play? So who would, if I had a movie, who would be starring
You're
as
deflecting.
me?
You're deflecting.
I think that.
Come back.
I think that I would. I think that if circumstances are right, I would play the role.
Right.
But if someone else had to play this role for the movie, I would have to say, and now I have to think about somebody who fits like my like.
Well, see, characters don't really have to look like.
That's true.
As long as they can play you.
That's true.
They can make you look like anything.
That is very true. I would have to say.
Okay,
I know an actor. The kid, whoever, I can't remember his name right now, but the son in Blackish, the youngest son.
Okay, yeah.
I think he would be.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah,
He's
I think that would be
younger
it.
than you, but
exactly.
He could be the young you.
That part.
I feel you.
That part. I think that's cool. All I got.
So do you write poetry?
Yeah, so I started off writing poetry first. That's what I was doing, poetry.
And when did you make that transition from poetry to writing music?
Shoot.
And do they intertwine right now when you do your writing or your creating?
So I made that transition probably around 14. About 14 I started making that transition. I wanted to be able to like, have my stuff recorded and be able to listen to it.
Right.
And like there are a lot of beats that I just grew up on that I really enjoyed, so I just like will rap over that.
Right.
And I think poetry really helped me kind of like start off because I got a lot of my like foundation from poetry. So a lot of the word choice and like the vocabulary and like the context that poetry gives, like when you like read it, when you learn where it's coming from, I got from there. So I use that a lot of my word choice, a lot of my stuff I use in my music is from poetry and like reading poetry and like some of the poets that I like to read. And so, you know, it's like I kind of grew up on that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I've listened to some of your stuff, and I have done my research on you, and I do know that a lot of your music does have social elements to it, like you know, about society, about our social issues here in the country and in the world. Can you explain a little bit about how does that inspire you when it comes to like social issues here in the country, especially right now when we're like going through a thing right now with all this, you know, we're getting done with COVID and stuff. We're still dealing with other things. How does that inspire you as an artist, and how does that inspire you when it comes to writing music?
Oh man, I think that through all these like situations that are happening, there's so many different points of view that are not being told, so many stories that aren't being told. A lot of time when we hear those stories after the fact, they're by somebody who didn't go through it, and they're also probably somebody who benefited from the downfall of whoever was going through it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so like being able to like going up around those people and like listening to their stories and doing work with them and healing with them and like hurting with them, right? Now being able to have a platform where I can make music, people are going to listen to it, you know what I mean? That's not a privilege that everybody has. It's not a platform that everybody has, right? So be able to go on and talk about those things in my music has been like one of my main goals. Just like, I know I have this information right now. What do I do with it? How do I impact my community that raised me into doing this, right? How do I give back? And that's like my main thing.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you consider yourself a voice of the people.
Most definitely.
And so when you do create, you are writing for the underrepresented.
For sure.
That's awesome, man.
For sure.
I also heard that you were an instructor, a teacher.
I am. I am. Yeah. I started teaching. I've been teaching for about 3.5 years now. And I've been teaching.
What grade?
Oh man. When I first started, I was teaching 8th through 10th grade. And that was a great experience. Not something I ever thought I'd be doing in life, but it kind of worked out like that. And currently I was teaching, before the school year ended, I was teaching 5th grade creative writing.
And you still doing that right now?
For the summer, I'll be doing that next. I start another job next week. Yep, where I'll be teaching hip hop history.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah.
That's dope. So you're also working on a new album.
Yes.
What is it called?
Part three. Yeah.
Tell me the story behind part 3. Why is it part 3? Is there a part 2 and part 1?
So I believe that like I really enjoy like the idea of like a trilogy, and like stories that carry on. I named it Part 3 because it does like kind of denote that there is something that came before that.
For sure.
And everything that came before that is in the album.
Gotcha.
So context leading up from beginning to end. It's a chronological album that's themed like a movie.
For sure.
So all the different like basically, you know, theatrics and different context that's being given for this visual that you'll be listening to is in the album. Yeah. So we're almost done with that, wrapping that.
When will that be done, you think?
Process up. I should be done with the behind the scenes work in 2 weeks, and then we start roll out at the end of July.
Nice.
Yeah. That's something I've never said before, so now it's out there.
Bam.
Yep, it's
just
done.
Just like that.
It's done.
So you also have a new video coming out.
Yep.
Preface Flow.
Yep. I had a song called Preface Flows drop on, I believe, June 9th. Mm-hmm. And we'll be having the video drop, this month. I'll say this month, yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you, man.
I'm super excited. I think there's a lot of things that I've learned throughout this time period that I haven't been able to execute because of the pandemic, that now, like, when we all this time we spend like in the house like practicing and kind of like scheming on what we're gonna do next is about to come to light.
I think it's amazing that you're actually teaching. You're kind of spreading the knowledge when it comes to like writing and stuff. I think we need more teachers like yourself teaching kids poetry and writing or whatever. So, and it's really cool how your real life sort of intertwines with like your work life. And I think working those two things together just makes actually makes your life easier, because it's almost like you're always having fun.
Always.
Because you're doing what you love doing.
Always.
That's amazing. Tell me, give me some advice, or give the younger kids out there some advice when it comes to like creating music or getting into the music industry. What kind of advice would you personally give to them?
Yo, there's so many people I talk to, and especially like being in spaces where young people have desires and have aspirations, is that they want to do things so bad, but they're waiting on the right moment, or they wait until they get to some level to do it. And I'm like, don't wait. Like that's my advice right there, is don't wait. Don't ever think that you have to get to a certain spot in order, because the thing is, right, is that I'm 14-year-old me, 13-year-old me, it would be like super proud of where I am at right now, which is hilarious because I don't think that I'm at the place where I need to be yet, right? So like once you, that spot that they're waiting to get to, they're not gonna get there. So the best thing to do is just do it.
Work where you're at right now.
Work where you're at right now with what you have right now, where you are right now. Work with that. And then once you get more, then, you know what I'm saying, excel to that level. But like go in, dive in 110%. You're only gonna get out of it as much as you put into it, right? So don't, you know what I'm saying, tiptoe into it thinking that it's gonna give you something, and then you'll be able to go in, like go all the way in 100% with no regrets. And just, you know, invest in what you got. Invest in yourself, because then that way you'll be able to get more out of it, you know. So that's mine.
I appreciate you, man.
Go into it.
All right, let's blow this mic up.
Let's do it. I'm down. I won't lie to you, I've been moving through, I'm a beast, wet in the water, the game is a slaughter, and that's all to say the least. Yeah, I know it's in my genes, I let my skill increase. Maybe they're all my lady friends, only rock with me when I meet. Catch a nigga on tour, I'ma black out and nothing like Idris. Can't entertain no beef, I hope they let us show out in Greece. I've been messing with an NPC, got the energy making beats. Small flex when I'm moving through, I've been flooding flows through the streets, that's on me. I won't lie, I'm moving through. Yeah. I won't slide if I can't bring the crew. Yeah. No idea we put up like who you. Yeah. It's a good thing way up on the nose. Hey. I won't lie, I'm moving through. Yeah. I won't slide if I can't bring the crew. Yeah. No idea we put up like who you. It's a good thing way up on the nose. I won't lie to you, I've been moving through. I'm a beast. Wet in the water, the game is a slaughter. That's just part of the play of my daughter. I'm playing a part of, well, I'm not wheezy, but ain't nothing easy. We breathe through it, being transparent, see through it. Aim for the stars, amen means see to it, or so be it. I've been moving like water, it's so relieving. I've been moving like water though, flowing through all my obstacles. We convert like this mission impossible. They're like, who is he? He got bars off the chain like Bruce Lee. No, they can't stop the movement, I'm too free. Yeah. I won't lie, I'm moving through. Yeah. I won't slide if I can't bring the crew. Yeah. No idea we put up like who you. It's a good thing way up on the news. Hey. I won't lie, I'm moving through. Yeah. I won't slide if I can't bring the crew. Yeah. No idea we put up like who you. It's a good thing way up on the. Hey. I get love out of town, I'm destined. Even when I can't travel, I stay on my pivot like I'm representing the Western. Going backwards, not in the question. Man, it's almost like my transmission slip. Boy, forward is the lesson. Feel like cash error, I ain't taking no suggestions. All these false deflects trying to take, I take it back. They like, third, why you saying that? Album mode got us blazing back, that's the part I erase. A survivor, yeah, you know that I'ma make it back. Search my song, yeah, you saving that. Ask your phone, even Siri will tell you I'm the greatest cat. That's cause I've been moving through. Yeah. I won't slide if I can't bring the crew. Yeah. No idea we put up like who you. It's a good thing we up on the news. Yeah. I won't lie, I'm moving through. I won't slide if I can't bring the crew. No idea we put up like who you. It's a good thing we up on the. to learn to run like be water, be water, be water. We all had to learn to run like be water, be water, be water, be water. Bless.
Beautiful.
I'm in the town. I'm in the town. Come on, bro. We here. I'm in the town. We send prayers up while we lay the business down. Got a small circle, but the tribe don't play around. Feel like John Hancock. They gon' know it's me by the way I touch the ground. I'm in the town. We send prayers up while we lay the business down. Got a small circle, but the tribe don't play around. Feel like John Hancock. They gon' know it's me by the way I touch the. Hold up, give me a second, let it breathe. I keep crossing up my sleeve. I got snakes all in my grass. I bet when I get my lawn chopper, they gon' wanna leave. They gon' slither. I'ma figure out a way. Oh yes indeed. Hustle be the dialect. That's when you speak with me. You know, rapping only language I can speak is 3 in these. On the other hand, I know homies still stealing TVs. Y'all was listening in the comment, we was doing B&Es. Social pressure's real, I got a lot, it's hard to concentrate. I made my career just off these lines, I feel like not create. Who else they gon' nominate? I'm gon' need my help to be that generational. Kids gon' be set when they alternate. So much business in the lineage, they gotta alternate. Got so many assets in my phone, we gotta congregate. Still feeling immortal, I got soldiers in my circle, and they all look like Avengers when they all came through the portal. I'm in the town, we send prayers up while we lay the business down. Got a small circle, but the tribe don't play around. Feel like John Hancock, they gon' know it's me by the way I touch the ground. I'm in the town, we send prayers up while we lay the business down. Got a small circle, but the tribe don't play around. Feel like John Hancock, they gon' know it's me by the way I touch the down payment to secure the set. I can't hear I got you later, y'all be slower than some sumo reps. I can't follow what the white people doing. James Harden ain't the only one who mastered all them Euro steps. Straight for it. Gotta pay me what I'm owed. If you can't pay for it, then I'll do respect. I'm on the road. This control over my spirit. Healthy soul, I hope you hear it. Y'all out through y'all dentistry. God the golden dentist me. Come through when I come through, but I'm fast to call me instantly. I flip my investments and my money with a gymnast be. Keep the conversation short like small interludes, small interviews. Feel like granddad with the belt. Soon as bro sent me this beat, I ate that John with the spoon. Go. Folks should see me, they promo. I say good job when they landed, cause this really ain't no joke. I'm out south but over west, I got my homies on Godo. And they symbolize the west like the NBA logo. Cut the jokes back from the shot, I'm from the go. Relax, I'm flat, I touch the flow. See well, watch when I let it go TL. I'll go, hold on, I'm done. Hey, I'm in the town. We send prayers up while we lay the business down. Got a small circle, but the tribe don't play around. What? Feel like John Hancock. They gon' know it's me by the way I touch the ground. I'm in the town. We send prayers up while we lay the business down. Got a small circle, but the tribe don't play around. Feel like John Hancock. They gon' know it's me by the way I touch the. I'm in the town.